Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is why the strike was happening. The strike prevented everybody from saying completely stupid stuff. And guess what? Now that the strike is over, or at least relatively over, now everybody is coming out and saying completely stupid things yet again, because this is how they keep their names in the headlines. And listen, as a YouTuber, I could be the first one to admit, I love when they do this stuff because it gives me content gold for literal weeks at a time. And NIA DACOSTA seems like she wants to give me nonstop videos to be able to make, because she has yet again, according to Bounding Into Comics, we have a headline that says the Marvel's director, NIA DACOSTA, describes critics of woke Marvel as virulent and violent and racist and sexist and homophobic. My God, I really... I don't even know, like, how many buzzwords can we really throw here? I mean, she seems like she's on a little bit of a tirade because she seems to be getting a lot of blame for the Marvels failing in the box office, and I don't think she should get the full blame, but I think people trying to say, oh, she shouldn't get any blame at all, I think that is obvious shilling at this point, and I released a video talking about that before this one, so if you guys missed it, go check it out. It's on the channel. But it's very clear that she's not handling the lack of success, I guess you could say, of the Marvels very well. So let's get into the article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. So it says the Marvel's director, NIA DACOSTA, recently shared her opinion that critics of woke Marvel are virulent and violent and racist and sexist and homophobic. Man, honestly, if you try to say that fast enough, it's going to be a bit of a tongue twister, so good luck to you. DACOSTA made her thoughts known during an interview with Variety's Angelique Jackson ahead of the film's opening weekend. The director was asked if her use of the Beastie Boys' Intergalactic in the film's trailer was a shot at critics of Brie Larson's acting. Jackson explained the lyrics, "Well, now don't you tell me to smile," seemed especially pointed, evoking an early scene from the first Captain Marvel where Carol is approached by a smarmy biker who revs his motorcycle engine to get her attention and says, "You gotta smile for me?" When Carol doesn't react, he calls her a freak under his breath and heads into a store at an LA strip mall, her revenge stealing the jerk's bike. Now, obviously, it wouldn't be a feminist movie if there wasn't some sort of catcalling in it, right? Like, if you guys notice, every time there's an ultra feminist movie that comes out, and it's not just with Marvel, it's not just with the MCU, anytime there's something like that comes out, it always has catcalling in it, because feminist women say that they hate the attention of men, they say that they hate the catcalling, and yet they constantly want to put it out there and mention it because they secretly love the attention. Let's just be real about it. DACOSTA said the song had nothing to do with Captain Marvel critics. "That's the first time I realized that those lines are in the song." She added, "I cannot say that was on purpose on my part. Sorry to be disappointing." DACOSTA then shared her thoughts on critics who lampoon her film and Marvel for going woke. She said, "There are pockets where you go because you're like, I'm a super fan. I want to exist in a space of just adoration, which includes civilized critique." DACOSTA then added, "There are pockets that are really virulent and violent and racist and sexist and homophobic and all those awful things, and I choose the side of the light. That's part of the fandom I'm most attracted to." Now, I spoke about this in a video prior when she said these things, but I just think it's damn hilarious that she was able to put all those buzzwords in one and still ultimately, like, nobody's questioning it, right? Like, I don't understand how you could talk about the film like this and claim that all these people are racist, sexist, this, whatever. You can make all these claims and nobody's questioning you. It must be amazing to be able to just say whatever you want and have absolutely no pushback whatsoever, right? Like, I have YouTube comments that push me back all the time, okay? I have people that comment against me all the time. But somebody like NIA DACOSTA, she's probably surrounded by people who just agree with everything she says. And it really is not good for anybody to have that. You really should have some sort of level discussion. But unfortunately, you could kind of tell that doesn't really happen here. It says YouTuber Ryan Cannell reacted to DACOSTA's defamation, saying those fans, in large part, it's people that have legitimate criticisms of where the MCU has been going for the past several years. That's what we've seen. That is exactly what they do time after time. He added, so you can continue to virtue signal people that are critical of your movie with those buzzwords that mean nothing anymore in the grand scheme of things, but the reality is people can see right through this. That's exactly what I say all the time. These words have absolutely no power whatsoever. They mean nothing. When's the last time you got called racist and it actually hurt you, right? When's the last time you got called a bigot, misogynist, whatever, and it actually hurt you? I don't know about you guys, but when people do that to me, I laugh like crazy. I really do, because I do find it funny. I actually find it pretty damn hilarious because it has literally zero power. And whenever they realize it has zero power, what ends up happening? They actually go crazy. They actually start to attack you, whether physically or just in general, verbally. They start hard to attack you because when their back's against the wall and they have nothing to stand on, their virtue signaling falls flat very quickly and they go straight for the attack, because then at that point they actually have to have a discussion and they're not actually ready to do it. They're not actually mentally equipped to have that discussion. So they just go straight for the attack because it's easier to do. It says DaCosta's film bombed at the box office with the worst opening weekend in Marvel Cinematic Universe history. The film only grossed $46.1 million in its opening weekend domestically. It also saw significant declines throughout the weekend. On Friday, it grossed $21.6 million. Saturday, grosses declined to $15.2, and on Sunday, it dropped to $9.2. Not only did the film bomb domestically, but it also bombed internationally, only bringing in $62 million internationally for a global opening weekend of $108 million. As of writing, the film has only grossed $48.4 million domestically and $62.8 million internationally for a global gross of $111 million. Maybe calling individuals who used to be Marvel fans all kind of nasty names is not a good marketing strategy in the long term. Well, listen, I would agree with that because we say this all the time. It's very clear that whenever you start attacking the fans, right? And listen, they're gonna keep doing it. All right, let's be honest. They're gonna keep doing it. We know they're gonna keep doing it, and we're gonna keep talking about it. It's a vicious cycle because they know that we're talking about it, and we know that they're gonna keep doing it. So it's like both sides are being very stubborn, and they're like, okay, so you're gonna keep attacking me? That's fine. I'm gonna keep reporting on you, and they're gonna be like, well, I'm just gonna keep doing it anyway, and that's where we're at. But the difference between the two is that the people on YouTube who are talking about this stuff, it's helping their channels grow. It's helping them find an audience. It's helping them get the conversation out there to people who want to have the conversation. Whereas with Marvel or with Disney, what ends up happening is that by them attacking the fans, it just results in this. Look at how much money they're losing. It's insane, the level of money that Marvel is okay with losing or Disney is okay with losing. Can you imagine losing hundreds of millions of dollars on one singular project? Like, can you imagine that? I can't even fathom what it's like to gamble that level of money away. It just blows my mind. And yet they do this on every single movie, it seems like. They don't really have that many hits over the last few years. They have a couple, granted, but they don't have a lot. Their streaming services are absolutely subsidizing their movies, and their parks as well are subsidizing their movies. Like, they are making money on all of their streaming services, but Disney Plus separately by itself is not doing very well. So it's only a matter of time before you're not going to be able to actively push this nonsense and keep losing this level of money, because this money is just getting higher and higher and higher. And now you have inflation being a major problem. Of course, they're not going to be able to afford it. Even all the money that Disney has, all the money that Disney is able to create, they're still not going to be able to do this and call themselves profitable. So there's going to be a reckoning coming. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to happen. But just like when Elon Musk bought Twitter, and granted, he has a lot of issues with his Twitter, but he still bought it and changed the game and kind of threw a wrench in the entire monopoly. Something is going to happen down the line where a reckoning is going to come, and I'm going to be here for it to report on it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.